We back. It's gonna be busy. We got a busy weekend. We're gonna be streaming during the main event of Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben this weekend. We're gonna be doing all fight week content for that. We got a press conference coming up, media workout tomorrow, weigh in. We're gonna be streaming during the main event of Sebastian Fundora versus Carlos Ocampo. Ooh, that's seductive. Seductive right there. This fight right here, Helenius and Wilder is next week, along with Shields versus Marshall. Isn't time going fast? The queen been dead for damn near a month already. Seems like it was just yesterday. We got Haney Cambosos. Big J is going to be at Haney Cambosos next week. And what's the other fight we got? We got 3 major fights. Isn't it a 4th card next week? What's the 4th card? You got Haney Cambosos, Shields Marshall, Wilder Helenius. It feels like it's a 4th card. But anyway, how you guys been, man? You guys all right? T Street is stressed. I am stressed the fuck out. God. Like, I just be wanting to cover boxing. But I'm happy to be back, though. Like, I'm happy to be back. Like, let me tell you. So after this stream, let me tell you what I'm going to do. After this stream, my pop wants a, we got this place around here that makes Chicago-style pizza. Like the deep dish shit. So he wants one of those. But me, I've lost 46 pounds. And it has not been kind on me. T-Street missed being fat. Look how skinny I got. Look how small I got. But I have lost a shitload of motherfucking weight. And let me tell you, I'd be so hungry. I'd be grazing all day. And I'd be taking snack. Where's my snack? I'm on this. Let me tell you something. That snack shit work. I've been on it. And they have still yet to send me any type of fucking free shit. But let me make sure I pull up this media call, though. But, bro, y'all putting all these questions all in the chat. Let everybody just chill for a minute. Jeez. Everybody just relax. We're gonna get to everything. We're going to get to everything. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of pay-per-views. I'm pissed off at Al Heyman for Spence versus Crawford. You know, I've been following the news. Big J has interviewed Shannon O'Connell, Susie Ramadan, and Dennis Hogan. Yeah, I'm on snack. I've been using snack. That shit really works. Like, Ronan, I'm telling you, like, it really works. Liam Perro, Brock Jarvis. Boom. Thanks, Joe. So basically, next Saturday, I'm going to be working. It's going to be like fucking 24 hours. So by the end of the night, what's going to be the last fight of the night? It's probably going to be Wilder Helenius, right? I'm going to be toe up. I'm going to be completely probably unhinged. So we're back, guys. It's a lot of boxing we're going to be covering over the next several weeks. You know, it is well known that if it's not no boxing, T-Street going to take off. You know, T-Street was doing shit behind the scenes. And also, I'm just suing. I am tired. Like, how come? And I'm sorry. Is it just me? Listen, can I rant a little bit? The Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius virtual press conference live is going to be starting soon. But can I vent? Is this a safe? Is this like a safe space? All right, well, I'm gonna vent to you guys. Listen, we're lagging. Why are we lagging? I just fixed all this shit. Are we still lagging? I don't think we are. I think I fixed it. Oh, because I opened up this Zoom link. That's why. Let me open it up. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Are we still lagging? It doesn't say we're lagging. Testing. I'm going to have to check my phone. Give me a minute. Let me check. Are we lagging? Can somebody answer me? Like, I'm trying to do this for you. It's all good? Yeah, this is the Zoom call for the virtual presser. So let's move this over here for when they start. Oh, they're about to start. But yeah, man. I got like some lawsuits going on. you know, and it's been tearing me apart at the seams. Like, I'm just a human being. Like, bro, I just be wanting to chill and, you know, do my little boxing videos and shit and talk my shit, you know, and avoid getting canceled on YouTube. But man, like, bro, So as you can see, I made a little bit of cosmetic changes around here. Mostly I did fix the lag issue. And as you can see, we got like some new fucking graphics and shit. You know, I like to do this every, you know, like 6 months or so, where I like to, you know, like change things around a little bit. It's not fully done. For those who watch the channel, up there we are. We're lagging again. I saw that. What is that? I gotta fix that. But for those who've been watching the channel long enough, you know that I like to like change up things every now and then. So it's not fully done yet, but I'm guessing everything's going to be finalized by next week. I am in the trenches. So while we're sitting here waiting for this Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius virtual presser to start, what's going on with you guys? Where's the chat at? The chat, look, I told you, the chat's even on the fritz. Let's go back this way. Maybe if we do it like this. There he is. So yeah, what's going on with you, man? What fights are you guys looking forward to? I am deeply disappointed. I've heard some things about Spence Crawford, but I have to keep them in confidence, if that makes sense. Sources and shit. You know, and I know that there's a lot of other people who heard the same shit, but I'm not going to be the one to spill the beans. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But the fight is not dead. It's just not happening in November. You dig? So there's a high chance, the best way I can say it is, what you are hearing, I'm going to tread very lightly. But I'm not disappointed that the fight is not going to happen. The fight's going to happen. I'm just disappointed that it's not happening now, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. So once again, Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius are going to be having a virtual presser momentarily, and we can expect for Deontay Wilder to give some long-ass speeches. Robert Helenius is a very dangerous fighter. The only problem I have is Deontay Wilder, fighting a sparring partner on pay-per-view for $74.99. We're going to be here streaming during the main event, by the way. Robert Helenius has the ability to be winning 8 of 10 rounds, but then get his ass knocked out. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that Robert Helenius is going to be putting on a fucking boxing performance. I think that Robert Helenius, people are going to be looking like, oh, this dude is good. Oh. And then Deontay Wilder going to starch his motherfucking ass. That's what I think is going to happen. Is Usyk still going to be ringside to stalk Deontay? I hope so. But yeah, man. Yeah. The Duhaupas loss, when Robert Helenius lost to Johan Duhaupas, that's when I was like, he should hang him up. I was like, you know, now the Dirrell Washington loss was bad. The Dirrell Washington loss is worse than the Duhaupas loss, in my opinion, because Duhaupas was a boxer. Dirrell Washington just picked up boxing. He was a football player. You know, so, but those are some bad losses. Those are the type of losses where it's like, bro, you need to hang that motherfucking shit up. Like, you cooked out here, my dude. You cooked out here. Tomorrow, we're going to be streaming at 4 p.m. Eastern for the Caleb Plant Anthony Dirrell virtual press conference. That's going to be interesting. It's a lot of media shit going on. But I had to clear up some things. So basically, I took off all of last week. I got like some shit going on, man, legal shit, you know? So, you know, like I've been just, you know, like throwing like a whole bunch of money around and people don't like it. But in my heart, I just want to cover boxing. Like, I just want to cover boxing, have sex, eat fine foods, go to the gym, take care of my pop, take care of my daughter, and people just keep fucking with me. Who do I got? Eubank or Ben? I got Eubank, but I want Conor Ben to win. We're going to be streaming during that main event this weekend, by the way. Oh, and also, if I sound a little off, my the right side of my face is swollen. I had tonsillitis the last 4 4.5 days or so. So like, if you don't know what tonsillitis is, basically it gives you a headache, your jaw be hurting. It's not a good experience. It's a viral, infection, but it's not good. So I've been a little fucked up. But I'm happy to be back though. I missed you guys, man. You fucking degenerates. Even the trolls. So we're waiting for this virtual presser to start. Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius had a press conference in New York about a month or so ago. And I almost went just for them to show up virtually. Like, bro, the channel memberships are coming. No, I ain't getting no motherfucking nope. Chad, go to myself, don't lie, you got boosted. Nope. Yeah, I was told that I should get my tonsils removed. When I first had tonsillitis, like years ago, I'll say probably like 12, 13 years ago, the doctor told me like this is going to be something that's going to pop up on you and shit. But let me tell you something. If you never had it, that shit, it sucks. It sucks. Like, that tonsillitis shit ain't no joke. Yeah, I'm good. I just took last week off. Like, I was supposed to come back on Saturday, but I was down. Like, the whole side of my face, like, was fucked. But we back now, and also Big J been on my ass. He did 3 interviews, so I got to get them out. They're time sensitive now, especially the Dennis Hogan one. But nope, T-Straight ain't getting vaxxed. Take that vax and stick it up your ass. No way. I'm not getting vaxxed. But yeah. You guys cool though? We're going to be here streaming fights this weekend. We're going to be here streaming fights this weekend. We're going to be streaming. What other fights it is this weekend? We got a fight Saturday morning, Dennis Hogan. Okay, I'm going to be covering that with Big J. Then we have, we got midday card, Conor Ben, Chris Eubank Jr. And then at night, we close out with Sebastian Fundora and Carlos Ocampo. That Showtime card is the shit, by the way. I'm going to cover the shit out that card. And Aglidas Kavalauskas. He's fighting Michael Fox on that joint. So we're still waiting for the virtual press conference for Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius to start. What up, DJ? So what am I missing? What other boxing news am I missing? Fury Joshua. Can I be honest? I think Tyson Fury back on coke. But if your tonsils are giving you problems, take them out. No, I can't afford. I thought about it, but I can't afford surgery right now. Not financially. I just don't have the time. I had a trial set for October the 31st. It got pushed back to November the 30th. I'm pissed. Thanks for the super chat, M. Blizzy. Much love, brother. I didn't get a chance to put the super chat alerts on the screen yet. I just rebuilt this whole setup here. Hey, y'all like my shit? It's not fully done yet. I'm going to say it's about 70%, but y'all like this? How's this? You like this shit? Does this look like classy and like metaverse? Does this look metaverse? I'm going for the metaverse look. Is that metaversial enough? How about this? Does that look metaverse? Y'all like this? Yeah, I can't afford 1 week off, though. I can't afford it. I got too much shit going on, bro. But how's this look? What about that? Y'all like that shit? I did see the Joe Cordina and the IBF strip thing. What else we got? Let me see what else we got. We got the full screen. Let me see. Did I finish up? I didn't really finish up everything. But yeah, does that look like metaversial enough? You see these little lasers at the bottom and shit? They move. But I didn't want the stream to lag, so I stopped them from moving. Brendan, you're a fat bigger. Don't you dare. Look at this. I'm chiseled. Don't get me started. I've lost 46 pounds, you son of a bitch. Don't you come in here talking trash, man. Don't you come in here talking trash. And don't you get me untethered. What's the word on Bud versus Spence? I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. It's not my place. But yeah, the fight is going to happen, just not in November. You dig? It's just not in November. By the way, give me 1 minute. My heat just came on. Let me go cut that shit off. It's a little warm in here. I'll be right back.
Always.
Hey, that ringing,
Give me 1 minute.
Music means you got a brand new bag.
Oh, yeah. All right, see, just like that. That's it. Step up on with that. That's it. That's it. That's it again. I want it again. Got it. Come on. Let's go.
What, fool? You ain't whipping nothing, Brendan. You better get out of here with that mess. Don't be coming in my talking trash. I'll beat your ass, man.
Yeah, you got hand speed like a 47-pound.
1, 2, out, 1, 2, out, 1, 2.
The best I've ever been, for sure. Yep. Stamina-wise, I'm chasing Tired. Tired ain't chasing me.
3 minutes, baby. 3 minutes.
1, 2, out, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, 6. That's it. One it again. One it again. Good. Nope. 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 This one was skin. Let's go. Make them all on point. Nope. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Fucking right.
Very excited about
See? That's why I don't share nothing with y'all. Here I am on a weight loss journey, and y'all calling me Gordo. I got sensitive feelings, man. You know, like, people, like, take social media seriously. Like, that's messed up, man. Y'all need to get it together. You guys are better than this. You guys are better than this. So anyway, we're still waiting for this Deontay Wilder virtual press conference to start. They're 9 minutes late, and this is not like them. Let me refresh it to make sure I'm not missing nothing. Let me refresh. But yeah, man, you guys are fucking monsters, yo. That's why I don't share nothing with you guys. Like, y'all always teasing me and shit. That's messed up, you know? That's cyberbullying. Cyberbullying. Y'all can't do that. If you talk on your show for 30 minutes, you should take a break for 2 minutes and gargle with salt water. No, I'm on ibuprofen 800 milligrams. So we good. But let me tell you something. Likely, yes, after this stream, I'm going to be fucked up big time. I'm going to be fucked up. Like, basically, I go to bed and I be down. Like I can't sleep on this whole side of my face. So I got these ibuprofen, these big ass horse pills. I got them from when I got my tooth pulled a year ago. And basically, they've been really, I'm high as a kite. But yeah, like, this whole shit is like, it's fucked up, But anyway, yeah, I got some amoxicillin. All right, Ram, motherfucker. Oh, here it is. It's starting now. It's starting now.
Recording in progress. They're just coming in right now.
All right, it's starting now. Hold on, I'm pulling up the full screen, and then we'll talk after. Gordo is no term of endearment.
You're good to go, right? Thank you very much to the media for joining us on this virtual press conference as we are 11 days away from the return of the
y'all can't hear it.
champion of the world, the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder, as he squares off against the Nordic nightmare, Robert Helenius. It all comes your way in 11 days' time.
We'll talk after the press conference.
Brooklyn, a tremendous night of boxing. It is Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. We are very excited about what is to come. The main event, and as we get going live on pay-per-view at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Tickets are on sale now. They can be purchased at SeatGeek.com, BarclaysCenter.com, or if you are in the New York, New Jersey area, you can get them in person at the American Express box office at Barclays Center. It's all being presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by Bomb Squad Promotions and TGB Promotions. I want to introduce one half of our main event of the evening. This man has had quite a bit of success at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, most recently scoring back-to-back knockout wins over Adam Kovnatsky, including a March 2020 triumph at Barclays Center. This guy has been among the top of the heap when it comes to the best heavyweights in Europe for well over a decade. This guy just continues to fight anybody and everybody and is among the elite in the heavyweight division. His record, 30 wins, 3 losses, 19 wins coming by way of knockout, representing Mariehamn, Finland, and is no doubt looking for the biggest win of his professional career. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. Robert, how are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. Finally in Brooklyn again. It feels good.
Robert, now I know that Barclays Center is a place, an arena that holds very good memories for you because of what you were able to do against Adam Kovnatski in March of 2020, right before the pandemic. But what does it mean for you to be returning to an arena that you had so much success in what is going to be the biggest fight of your career?
Well, it feels good. I've been training good. The training camp went really well, so I feel ready for this. And I've been doing everything in my power to be my best self.
Do you think he's going to sleep?
That you are preparing for training, but when did you get here to Brooklyn, and how long have you been here? And tell us about your mindset to get here. At least 11, almost 2 weeks before your fight.
Yeah, so we came, I think, last Saturday, and been training just some small training just to keep everything going and try to keep the time difference to not feel so severe. But now today we're gonna train even later in the evening, so we get used to the time difference. It's a 7-hour difference from where I am, so. Yeah, it starts to feel much better today already. So I'm getting there.
How excited are you for this opportunity to be able to take on a former sparring partner in Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, I feel tremendously lucky, and yeah. I like you said, I've been in this game a long time. Like 2010, 2011, I was knocking out Lemon Brewster, Samuel Peter, Sergey Liankovic, and other guys like that. After that, I got a severe injury, and I was gone for a long time. And now it's the first time I feel I'm back in the business.
Do you feel like people don't remember those big moments in your career because, in the lead up, I've known about you for a long time, and many people have as well. But, people that are, newer fans, or, it's all about what have you done for me lately. And I feel like that win against Kovnatski in 2020 puts you back on the map. But do you feel like people have forgotten about what you've been able to do? Because in the research, I mean, you have been a top 10 heavyweight for well over 10 years.
Yeah, thank you. I think people forget that I have been doing also bad fights after my comeback, so I don't blame them that they have given some fans already gave up their hopes and dreams for me. So, and I understand them. I did not do good for myself after it took like 7-8 years to get back to normally. Training after the big operation on my shoulder. So yeah, and I'm 38 years old. I have a couple of years more to give, so why not give you all?
How excited are you, or how excited is your home region of Norway and Finland, in that area, for this opportunity? I'm sure they're all going to be watching. You mentioned that it's about a 7 or 8 hour difference. I'm sure they're going to be up, early in the morning watching your fight against Deontay Wilder. But, what has the response been back home for you?
Well, I'm not a social media guy or a media guy. I don't like doing this media stuff, but it's part of the job. But, what I've heard from others telling the stories, they are very excited and very enthusiastically cheering me on. So I'm gonna bring it.
Why do you feel you're going to be successful against Deontay Wilder in 11 days' time on Saturday, October 15th?
Well, I have had a long career, and I know how I feel before fights and how good I've been training and stuff like that. So I feel more comfortable and confidence in this fight than I have felt in a very long time.
Is it because of the fact that you do hold those 2 wins over Kovnatski and you have momentum coming into the fight?
Yeah, that was a key fight for me to win. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here. So of course, that's one way of looking at it.
All right, right now I'm going to turn it over to Andrew Roberts, one of the members of our outstanding PR team, for questions from the media. If you have a question, make sure to raise your hand. When we call upon you, unmute yourself and ask your question to the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. Andrew?
Thanks very much, Ray. Our first question is going to come from Keith Idek. Keith, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Keith, you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Robert, thanks for taking the time. Can you tell us how you were able, it looked like, after your loss to Gerald Washington, of course, it looked like that could be the end of the road for you. How were you able to bounce back from that loss and put yourself into what's a great position next Saturday night?
Well, I don't take that fight really seriously because I wasn't my own self in that fight. I've been really sick that week before the fight, so I knew only I could know what went wrong in that fight. So I don't know. Just keep on working.
In hindsight, do you think maybe you should have pulled out of the fight because you were sick that week, or?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And Robert, can you just tell us, I know you're both very familiar with each other because you've sparred with each other so many times, but can you tell us, do you see it as an advantage knowing so much about Deontay, or does it kind of even out because he knows so much about you as well?
Well, yeah, of course. He was preparing for a tall guy like me, so it was to his advantage. I was training for a different kind of fighter, Adam Kolnachi, so I wasn't really paying attention a lot. But of course, some things get stuck with you, and you learn stuff about each other always when you're sparring. But fight is always a fight, so it's different.
Yeah, this is my last question for you, Robert. When you're in there sparring, obviously you're wearing bigger gloves, of course, and sometimes you're just working things out and not necessarily going as hard as possible. But how does his punching?
They interview one fighter at a time, so Wilder's going to come on after this, probably like another 20 minutes, maybe less.
Revered, of course. How does it compare to other guys that you fought?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's difficult to say because, like you said, we have gloves on and bigger gloves and headgear on. So yeah. I don't know. He's very fast, so he's not maybe like really what would you say, like some people punch with really hard power and force, but I think he's more of a fast power guy. Explosiveness is his, I think, the most best thing about him.
Okay, great.
All right. Oh, sorry there, Keith. Thank you, Keith. We appreciate that. Our next question is going to come from James Bell with the Boxing Source. James, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
All right. To Robert, what would you say is a key factor here for you in this particular fight? I know that you've had your 2 wins over Adam Kalnaki, but could you say that your amount of experience also plays a factor here in your upcoming fight against Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, I would hope so. I have 250 fights amateur, so I have a long experience behind me. But of course, everything that I have ever done in my boxing career has led me here. So I think I just have to show my best self, best boxing in this fight, and it will be mine.
What do you think is your best attribute that you have kind of like learned over the past couple of years or so?
Well, I think I have a really good boxing eye and good reaction time and good counter punching and a little bit of aggressivity as well.
All right, thanks, Robert, and thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. All right, our next question is going to come from Adrian Romero with CSI Sports. Adrian, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hi, Robert. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So, going into this fight, Deontay Wilder is a big favorite. What do you have to say about that?
I like being the underdog.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
Well, it kind of wakes me up in a better way. I need to concentrate better, do better for myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then going off of that, going into the ring with Deontay, and in New York at the Barclays Center, do you feel any pressure at all?
Well, of course, if I wouldn't feel any pressure, it wouldn't be a really important fight for me, would it?
Right. Thank you, Robert. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Adrian. Our next question is going to come from Jim Conlon with RCB Radio Sport. Jim, please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions.
Hi, Robert. Robert, we all know about Deontay Wilder's punching power, and everyone
I like this guy.
So far has hit the canvas, and the only person that's been able to get up is Tyson Fury. Are you sort of wary about that right hand over the top, and do you feel that you have it in your resistance to mount a comeback if you get knocked down?
Well, my plan is not to get knocked out. What kind of question is that?
No, if you took a punch, and if you were knocked down, do you think you have that sort of inner resilience to take a blow from Deontay?
Yeah, it's a hard question to ask or answer, in that I have no clue.
His accent messed it up. He said knock down, not knock out.
What are your sort of strengths that you can really hurt Deontay in terms of your own sort of weapons?
Well, I don't think I'm without punching power. So for starters, I'm tall. I have a good jab and good combinations as well. So more experience. I think that will be a key factor.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Our next question is going to come from Gail Falkenthal. Gail, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you, Robert, for doing this, despite it not being your favorite thing to do. You know Deontay very well, obviously. You've had a lot of time with him. You think that there is anything you've got, any trick up your sleeve for this fight that will surprise him without revealing what it is? Do you have a surprise?
Well, I think so. So I don't know how to explain it without revealing it. So
But there is something in your toolkit.
Well, we have been training for this fight for a very long time. So of course we have made some tactical changes and some style changes in a long period of time.
We'll look forward to that surprise. Do you see the fight being more likely to go the distance or end before the final bell?
Yeah, I'm not good with predictions, but it will probably. I can't. I have no predictions for that. Sorry.
Well, you always know what the fans like. Final question: is any of that beard going to come off before the 15th?
Yeah, I hope the New York Boxing Association or the commission, they said last time I have to take some off. But we're Vikings. We have beards, so I don't understand the problem.
Yes, you do. We're glad to have a Viking in New York. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Gail. Our next question is going to come from Ben Baby with ESPN. Ben, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yeah, hey, Robert, thanks for taking the time to do this. Just actually want to take you back to 2016 when you had that first loss. And, when you're coming off a knockout defeat and it's the first one of your career, kind of what's the difficulty in getting back in the ring or kind of moving on with your career, and kind of how did you overcome that?
Well, I think it wasn't that hard because, you know, like I said before, I was sick the week before, and I didn't feel like myself in that fight. I would probably should have not taken that fight, but you know, I just kept working, training, and in my back of my head, I knew I should have won that fight easily. My boxing skills, so you know, of course, always a loss is difficult to come back from, but if you have the right mindset, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, apologies. I think I'm not asking about the Washington fight. I think it was in 2016 when he fought Johan back in Helsinki. What was
Yeah, that was a harder fight to come back from. I didn't really want to come back from that fight, but I still kept training because I've been boxing all my life, and that was also a really comeback from my shoulder operation. I wasn't really fully there back then. We tried everything, but the physio from the shoulder was taking a long time, and I didn't have the conditioning to go 12 rounds.
What was kind of last one for me? Appreciate you taking the time again today with do this. What kind of, even though you didn't want to, you know, maybe didn't want to come back, and that might have been tough, what was the biggest thing that kind of pushed you further to kind of continue your career?
Well, I think the love for boxing.
Awesome. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ben. Our next question is going to come from Ismail Abdul Salam. Ismail, please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions.
Thank you. Robert, one thing I think people overlook with you is that you've shown a lot of personality in the ring. Even with the first Kornacki fight, when you won, you did a little victory dance at the bell. We know Deontay likes to also get a little theatrical in the ring. Do you expect a little bit of that in the ring when you fight him, being that you both are so familiar with each other and comfortable with each other in the ring?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Got it. I also wanted to ask you, you know, you're basically in the new era of the heavyweights. Like you mentioned, when you started, you were in there with guys like Sam Peter,
I'm 14 stone, that's why.
Now we're in a whole nother era, and you're fighting these guys as well and finding success. If you evaluate both eras, let's say when you first started and the heavyweights that you're seeing now, which era do you think is better and why?
Well, I think the era now is more diverse, because back then it was only Klitschko who had the belts. So I think there's much more diverse, many more good heavyweights at this point. So it's a good time to be a heavyweight.
I agree. And last question for you would be, being that you've been in the ring before with Deontay, most people focus on the power. What would you say is the most underrated skill that you think people overlook with him that you saw when you were able to spar him?
Well, he's fast and unpredictable when
I agree, Smooth Will. I agree.
Right hand. So, yeah, that's like I think his best skill to disguise his right hand when it comes.
Thank you, Robert. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Ismail. Our next question is going to come from Michael Rueda. Michael, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thank you. Hi, Robert. You know, as you stated, you began your career back in 2010 when you were knocking everybody out. You had your rough patch. With those two victories over Adam, did you savor that? Like, did you appreciate those victories so much more, knowing everything you went through from the beginning to that point in your career?
Yeah, it was, of course. But Not too much though, because I'm in the middle of the road, so I have still a way ahead of me.
Yeah. Now, with this fight that you have here with Wilder, again, everybody talks about how you guys sparred together and everything. But what's the one thing in your mind that you know that you may have an advantage over him besides the experience that you stated with the amateur style? Just one thing that you feel that you could best him at in the ring.
A jab and footwork.
Thank you. All right, man. Well, good luck to you on the 15th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Michael. Our last question for Robert is going to come from Lori Hanshaw. Lori, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hi, Robert. This is
Hello.
Lo behind the gloves. Like Ray said earlier, where you spent time in camp with Wilder, you've learned his mannerisms in the ring. Is there a different mindset leading up to this fight as compared to previous fights where you hadn't shared the ring with your opponent beforehand?
Well, I think every fight is different and you have to come with different attitudes towards those fights, but the main goal is quite the same still. So I can't go around thinking that we're good pals when we're in the fighting ring. So that's for another time.
Okay, yeah. And lastly, do you feel like this will be your hardest test to date?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lori. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Ray Flores to wrap things up with Robert before we start with Deontay.
All right. Thank you very much, Andrew. And Robert, before we get ready to let you go, do you have any final thoughts for the media and for the fans as you get ready to embark on what is going to be a fabulous fight week in New York, the return of the Bronze Bomber against yourself, a massive heavyweight clash. It is a WBC heavyweight title eliminator next Saturday, October 15th from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Any final thoughts as we get ready for fight week, Robert?
Yeah, I'm ready. I've been waiting for this fight for a long time, so I've been preparing ever since, and I hope people are gonna tune in and look at the fight because it's gonna be spectacular.
Spectacular.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert. I love hearing that. It is going to be a spectacular night. Thank you very much, Robert. And now I get ready to talk about a man who has been spectacular over the course of his career. 10 successful titles.
So let me tell you something. Wilder can be pretty long-winded. So I'm expecting some crazy speeches. So let's just prepare ourselves. We might be here all night. You ready? All right, let's turn it up.
A knockout percentage of over 91%.
Wilder my guy and all, but sometimes he be going off the deep end.
Coming off of an epic trilogy with Tyson Fury, every man that has stepped inside the ring with this man has tasted the canvas in one way or another. He has been training like I've never seen him before. He's extremely focused and ready to rock. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former heavyweight champion.
All right, here we go.
The Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. D, how are you, my friend?
What's up, Ray? What's up, Ray? You never failed to impress, baby.
You know what? I'm always excited to see you inside the ring because it's electricity and excitement and energy. As we are 11 days away until your matchup at Barclays Center, the return of the Bronze Bomber. Oh, how are you feeling? I mean, look, I've been watching the stuff on social media like everybody else, over 500 rounds that you put in one particular area. But what do you want to tell the public and the media?
Well, now I'm at 600 and some rounds now.
Wow.
But it's exciting times, especially for the heavyweight division. And I'm looking forward to October the 15th at the Barclays Center with Robert Helenius. And it's going to be an amazing fight. I must say, although we've been sparring partners for a very long time, and we know each other in the ring. But don't make no mistake that when it's time to turn it on, we're both gonna be able to turn it on and get a crowd a great fight, and they leave home with another memorable moment in time from me and Robert at the Barclays Center. So this is going to be amazing. I just can't wait. Training has been hard. It has been fun as well, and it's been interesting. I can say also, just the different traveling and locations as you've seen me. From Vegas to Alabama, then back to Vegas, then back to Alabama, so it's been interesting times and exciting times for myself. And I'm just ready to go at this point in time.
Has that been good for you, Deontay, because it kind of breaks things up and it makes things fresher when it comes to training camp? Because make no mistake about it, when you're in training camp, I'm sure it could get a bit monotonous, and it's not necessarily the most fun thing in the world, but I feel like with you changing scenery, that it sort of revitalizes you and it re-energizes you in the heart and in the heat of training camp. Is that fair to say?
Man, you hit the nail on the head, Ray. It definitely has enlightened me.
There's some good Wi-Fi in that caddy.
Things that are available for me. It's changing up the location as far as, changing the scenery, changing certain way we train. You can go many years, 10 years, 20 years of doing the same thing, and it becomes boring. It becomes where it's just a regular training. We're preparing for the next fighter. We're doing the same thing. And but this time we changed up a lot, and it made it fun to train. It made it more exciting to train, especially switching locations. I made it my business to pick other locations in my pre-camp, and then I always got to come home and finish with sparring and stuff back in Alabama. But that's something that has been new to me, and I think we're going to stick with the regimens of that. That definitely have refreshed me being in the business of boxing, and I'm looking forward to displaying my thing amongst the 1,000 that will be there and the millions that's going to be watching.
Well, Deontay, I know a lot of the media wants to talk to you. I mean, they are lined up like you wouldn't believe, like how they're going to be lined up at the Barclays Center next Saturday, October 15th in Brooklyn. I'm going to turn it over to Andrew Roberts, who's going to be handling and making sure that the media has questions for you. If you have questions for Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, raise your hand. And then go ahead, when we call upon you, unmute yourself and ask your question to the former heavyweight champion of the world, looking to become a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. Andrew, it's all you.
Thanks very much, Ray. Appreciate that. Deontay, real quick, before we get started, is it possible to turn your phone horizontal, or does it need to stay vertical? Excellent. Thank you very much, Deontay.
All right.
We're going to open up our first question.
There we go.
Boxing scene.
Andrew's the boss for that.
Yourself and you can ask your questions.
Hey, Deontay, I was just wondering if you could tell us approximately what weight you plan to come in next week on the scale.
Good question.
Somewhere between the 220s, somewhere up in that. Weight is not going to be what we worry about in this fight or fights in the future. We gained a lot of weight the last fight. Just others' expectation of seeing my body a certain way, and I was interested in seeing my body frame in a certain weight as well. But at this moment in time, I go back to what I'm used to and what's comfortable to me, and what's comfortable with my body frame, and that's gonna be around by maybe the 220s or maybe under.
Deontay, I know why you went up in weight the last time, because you had talked about it a lot before the fight. Did you feel
he was 238 in his last fight against Fury?
How do you feel?
Highest of his career by far.
Yeah, I felt a little sluggish, a little heavy. I mean, you got to understand, I never been 240 ever in my life before, but it was an experiment that I wanted to try, and we did what we had to do to get the weight put on there, and that's a experience up in the history books for me. So, you know, the only way to become wise is applying knowledge to life, and we've gained a lot of knowledge from that, and now we know what to do leaning forward. So
I just have one last question for you.
I agree. 220 is like the prime, in my opinion, for Wilder. 220, no more than 225. But 220 is where I feel like he's, you know, where should be.
85% out, maybe 15% in. You know, I just felt like I accomplished so much. I've done so much within the business of boxing. I've achieved a lot, you know, and I've done very, very, very well with my finances, to the point where I don't need the business anymore. The business need me, you know, and it's a great feeling to
Thank
be
you,
on
Heyman.
the other side of the field, because, you know, in my percentage, 98% of fighters don't have nothing to show for once it's over. The only thing they have to show for is a medical history of bills and Parkinson's and speech impairments and the like thereof. You know, the only people that really succeed and still go on to have things to show for, you know, is the promoters and managers. You know, they can go years and years. They can still support their children and still take their children and their grandchildren and support them, while fighters, you know, have nothing to show for. Many times you have old school fighters that, you know, back in the day, the only thing they can say is, oh, he was a great fighter. He was, back in his time, he was a bad man. But if you look at him and you look at his finances, he can't even support himself, you know, and it's kind of backwards to me, because as the fighter, you are the product. You are what people are coming to see. And then without you, there's nothing, you know, and that's how I feel about that. But what made me come back is being presented a statue. You know, I'm still young. You know, it ain't like I'm old or about to die. You know, that's when people want to give you your flowers and say how great you are when you're retired, or when you're finna get ready to die or have died. You know, and for me, it's not that case. You know, I'm still young, and I was presented a statue. So all my accomplishments have been set in stone within a statue. And to see so many people around the world to come and join hand in hand and unite and commune with me and my children on me getting presented the statue, it made me feel great. And just to see so many men and women, you know, share tear, and men, you know, break themselves down and tell their kids, this is a real king. This is what this is right here is motivation. This is encouragement right here. This is what you want to be like. And once I seen that, you know, it just kind of made me feel like there's more to that I can do. I'm still young. I only want 3 more. I got 3 more years left in this business that I'm a take part in. And I just felt like,
yeah, it's going off the chain again. Watch how he molests the statue.
Every word that I say, and they apply to their life. And that's how you become wise. So, you know, sometimes you have to see certain things, you know, to really realize it, because I hear a lot of things, and, you know, I get messages from a lot of things, but it does your heart a little something different when you're able to see it right in front of your face.
Grooming the shit out that statue.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Deontay, and thank you, Keith. Our next question is going to come from James Bell with the Boxing Source. James, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
All right, for Deontay, 2 questions. Going with the thing with your statue, you did say that, you know, you had a lot of fans there in attendance for the unveiling, but you also, you know, have fans that were able to, you know, still go in there and see the statue, and like you said, motivate them to, you know, become better people. So how is it to have that type of impact, not just within, you know, your city and your state?
Oh, it ain't over. Watch him. He about to get real intimate with that joint.
You know, to know that I motivate so many, to know that I inspire, and to know that certain men, maybe even women, but I know certain men, you know, take every word that I say, and some of them live by what I say. And it makes you powerful. It allows me to use my power for the greater good, though. You know, I always love to see people do well. I always love to see people happy and at peace, because I always tell people I'm soaking in my happiness and my peace. And I want others to feel and see what that looks like, you know, and I can only go off of my life and certain experiences, and I display it. I speaks about it, you know. That's why people love me because I'm straightforward. You know, you don't get half with Deontay Wilder. You get this truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You know, and that's where I am, and it just feels good to be able to have so much to have so much power to motivate people and to be the one that people even call on when they need certain advices about things, whether they're poor or rich. You know, I have all types of people calling me for advice about different things, whether it's about life or whether it's about a certain thing to invest in or any little thing. So it does my heart warm to know that people put my opinion in hand.
Yes, I've seen that firsthand with a couple of fans that have been there in attendance to see the statue. My next question is, with you being under the tutelage of Malik Scott, like, tell us about the familiarity that you and Malik Scott have had over the course of time that he has been your trainer.
Say that part one more time, please. You cut out on this side.
Okay. With you being under the tutelage of Malik Scott, kind of like talk about your familiarity with you and him as your head trainer.
Yeah, man. You know, first off, me and Malik had shared the ring before, and we was I met Malik back in the Poconos in camp, getting Thomas Adamic ready for one of the Klitschko's, and that's where I first met Malik, and we clicked instantly, you know, upon meeting each other, greeting each other. Our condos was right down the hall from each other, so you know, I invited him over. I invited his family over at the time. I cooked for them, and we talked, you know, and it was amazing, you know, and I'm on the phone, bro. And to be able to make him one of my head coaches, you know, it was something that was a no-brainer because I had him, and one of the main factors business boxing to have people that trust around you and that knows that person has your back, especially your coach, especially if he knows, you know, certain ways and certain things about you. You know, I always buy by this saying, what's understood don't have to be explained. And with Malik, you know, I don't never have to explain certain things. He knows my body language. He knows sometimes how to complete a sentence, what I'm about to say, you know, and that just come with being able to come with experience of being amongst each other, loving each other, and going through certain situations with each other. And I love him to death, man. And I'm glad he is part of the team. Win, lose, or draw, man. That's my brother for life.
All right, great. Thank you, James. Our next question is going to come from Ben Baby with ESPN. Ben, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yeah. Hey, Deontay, thanks for taking the time to do this. You know, coming off of, you know, I'm just really curious, when you come off the losses that you do, what's probably maybe the toughest thing mentally when you're getting back in your training that you kind of maybe have to overcome or compartmentalize, especially for the career you had prior to the trilogy with Fury?
I think for me, you know, I think everybody has a different opinion of how they feel or what they have to overcome. But for me, it's just being able to have the long layoffs and then just get back into training, because I wear many hats. You know, I'm just not a fighter. You know, I do so many different things. I run multiples of companies and stuff like that a lot of people don't know that I do, because I don't display it. I don't put it amongst the world, you know, to know information about me, you know, you know, so for me, it's just getting myself back together, getting in shape, being able to figure out certain things that makes me happy, you know, and just like with the training, I'm glad that we're able to switch up locations. That was something new for me that I've never done in my career as a professional, and to change locations, to be able to do different exercises and stuff like that, man, it made it refreshing for me, you know, to find that love, that passion back into the business.
Were there any things outside of some of the stuff that you mentioned outside of maybe training or boxing that really that brought you joy, when you were coming back from those Fury fights?
I was able to put time in for things that I was passionate about doing. For one, existed music. I've always been into music. I always loved it. And now that I had time, I was able to produce a song and do many things. And
I actually like that song. No bullshit. It's very catchy.
It definitely have been refreshing for me to be able to have that time and to do certain things.
Yeah, and last question for me. I mean, how much do you wonder or do you think about it all if you're the same kind of fighter you were before the trilogy? Obviously, I feel like that probably took a lot out of both of you guys. Has that been something on your mind as you kind of enter toward, this next chapter of your career?
That is to be continued. That is to be seen. I can only speak of what I've been doing now and what I've been doing in sparring, and I can say I look amazing. I haven't lost any steps or fundamentals or anything like that. If anything, I've increased. I've went back to the fundamentals of things and added some other things in as well. So I'm looking forward to displaying my talent amongst the thousands that's going to be there and the millions that's going to be watching. I think that a lot of people will probably be impressed. And a lot of people probably say, oh, he learned this and learned that. It's nothing that I learned. It's something that I've always been able to do, but just applying certain things a little bit more than others.
All right, perfect. Thank you for those questions, Ben.
Yeah,
Our
man.
next question is going to come from Adrian Romero with CSI Sports. Adrian, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hey, Deontay, hope you're doing good. So last time that you fought in New York was back in 2019. Are you excited about getting to go back there?
Oh, most definitely. I'm very excited. The Barclays Center holds something special to my heart. It's almost like a second home for me. All my most devastating knockouts, all my electrifying knockouts, and my most
I ain't like
exciting memories have been there. And it feels good to be able to go back there and then add on to more memories. And October the 15th, looking to gain more knockouts and add to the history of Deontay Wilder at the Barclays Center.
He should do an album called Egg Weight Shape Form.
By that time, it'll be over a year since you last fought against Fury. Do you feel any pressure at all going back into the ring?
I don't feel no pressure at all. No pressure. 0%. I tell people all the time, I'm soaking in my happiness and my peace, and I do mean that. And with that being said, this reign for me is all about being happy and being at peace all the way through. I don't have nothing to prove to anyone. I've done an amazing job with my career, my accomplishments, and my finances. So it's been amazing for me to the point where I have nothing to complain about. So with this reign, it's all about me being happy and doing the things that make me happy. Whatever we gain, that's a plus, and what we don't gain, then hey, it wasn't for me. It wasn't meant for me. But what God has for me is for me, and we're going to take it as that.
Perfect. Deontay, thank you for those questions, Adrian. Our last questions for Deontay are going to come from Ismail Abdul Salam. Ismail, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thank you. Deontay, when we spoke with Robert earlier, he mentioned that he's looking forward to trying to match your showmanship, which was a little surprising. So I wanted to know, when you were sparring with him, did you get any of that showmanship that we may have not seen in the ring yet from him, as far as like his personality?
You said the showmanship?
Right. He feels like he can match you as far as like, the taunts that you've been doing, some of the knockdowns you've had. And everything. He feels he can match that. So I'm wondering if you've seen any of that in the sparring that you've had with him, because we've never really seen that from him in the ring.
Well, with sparring and doing something where it actually count is two different things. Sparring, a lot of guys, in sparring it's more of practice. You can quit, you can call timeouts, you can, many different things in sparring that you can do that you can't do in a physical fight. So, if Robert feels that he's going to be able to match me, then, you have to take his word for it until proven wrong. Robbie is a great guy. Him and his trainer. We love when they come down to Alabama. We always show them love and Southern hospitality, as they show us the same. Coming from Finland. So it's no animosity, no hate between us. And I would love to see him match the showmanship in the ring. I think it'll bring more excitement to the fight. And I never faced him in these situations of where it counts. So who knows what it's going to bring out of him? And we all know that when fighters fight me, they train the hardest that they ever trained in their life, and they bring their A++ game in the ring. So we'll see what happens. I hope he be able to match me and bring that much excitement as I'm going to bring come Saturday night, October the 15th at the Barclays Center.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much for that, Ishmael. Thank you to all the media that joined us today. And thank you very much, Deontay, for your time as well. With that,
man, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you. With that, I'll turn it back over to Ray Flores to close things up and get Deontay's closing comments.
Deontay, just want to get your final thoughts as we're a little over a week and a half away until you make it to Brooklyn, Barclays Center. You talked about those spectacular knockouts. You talked about what you're looking to do 3 more years in your career, and then that'll be it. But, the second part of your career, I feel like it begins next Saturday, October 15th. What do you want to tell all the fans and the media as we are 1 week away from fight week?
Man, to all my fans and everyone that's been supporting me and sending love, man, I want to say in the bottom of my heart, I love and respect everyone. I appreciate everyone. October the 15th is the return of the king, and I'm looking forward to coming back to my second home, man. And it does my heart warm. That's why I'm smiling. I'm all smiles, Ray. This second reign is really going to be filled with a lot of joy and excitement for me and those that love and support me as well. And here I am, bringing back the heavyweight division as far as the excitement is concerned. And I'm looking to put on great fights, like I've always have seeked and have done. It's not going to stop with me. I only want to put in 3 more years, Ray. By the end of 40, we don't have to be guessing about Deontay Wilder. We don't have to assume. You hear it from the horse's mouth now, because a lot of media, they rather be first than being correct, especially when it pertains to me. But you hear it right here from me. I only want to give it 3 more years to the end of 40, by me turning 41, and then I want to be done with it. I want to pursue other things that I have set for myself, and I want to enjoy the rest of my life with my children, and build for this for this generation wealth. So here we go, guys. October the 15th. I can't wait. And you already know when Deontay Wilder's finna get ready to fight, I'm gonna have you on the edge of your seat. You don't know what's gonna happen, but when it happens, bam, baby, good night. So you don't want to be the one that say, what happened? And the other person say, you missed it, and you have to look on the projectron and see what happened. Be there, be ready, be in your seats, grab your food. Don't let nobody distract you. Stay focused and pay attention to what's going on, because it's going to be a great night of boxing come October the 15th, baby, and I can't wait. Until then, love, peace, and God bless, and always, let's do it.
Oh, here's come.
Squad!
Have a great rest of your afternoon, everybody. We'll see you in Brooklyn for Fight Week. Take care. D, always a pleasure, my man.
All right, Ray. I'll see you later, brother. Peace.
Much love, my man.
Yeah, baby. Likewise.
All right. Well, the only real. Oh, wait. Hot cam. What's going on? What's he doing?
Recording stop.
Damn. Thought we was gonna get some spicy tidbits, but yeah, I am, and I'm feeling it already. I'm on the last couple of days of tonsillitis. My right tonsil has been swollen, and I've been having some issues on the whole right side of my face, so that's why you haven't seen me for a few days. I took off last week, but I was supposed to come back on Saturday doing some videos, but I've been still fucked up. It's the last couple of days. I am on some ibuprofen, 800 milligrams, and some strawberry amnesia medicinal marijuana. So let's talk for a little bit before I bounce. This weekend, I'm going to be streaming during the main event of Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben. And I'm also going to be streaming during the main event of Sebastian Fundora and Carlos Ocampo. So we're going to be busy. Like, I'm back. This stream was me, like, back. Also, check out the Fight View 360 Boxing Podcast, which the next episode is going to be up tomorrow. As I said, got a little swelling going on here, so I'm a little fucked up, so just bear with me. But overall, how have you guys been? I missed you guys. Y'all like my new setup? It's metaverse-y. You like this? How about that? Doesn't that look like, a little bit more classy? It's like metaverse-y, How about that? Doesn't it look clean? It's not done yet, but I'm still working on it. But yeah, man, we're going to be covering a lot of shit going forward in the future. So I'm looking forward to, covering the sport. But tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern is going to be the virtual press conference for Caleb Plant and Anthony Dirrell. They can't stand each other. So that's going to be... Dog, if you're swelling up right now, take a break and take a tablet. No, I can't. Like, the next 4 hours is not until 7 o'clock. You got to take it every 4 hours. So it's not until 7 o'clock. So I got to, I can feel it, like the saliva is building up. TMI. But yeah, here's the undercard. You have Wilder versus Helenius, Caleb Plant versus Anthony Dirrell, Gary Antonio Russell versus Manny Rodriguez, Frank Sanchez versus Carlos Negron. The Sanchez Negron Plant Dirrell, fights on the undercard really, really stick out to me. It's going to be $74.99 on PBC on Fox pay-per-view next Saturday. We're going to be streaming during that main event as well. T can't go down on everything. Come on, man. You motherfuckers are disrespectful. Didn't Wilder claim Dirrell was one of the reasons why he lost the second fight? I believe he was, right? That he influenced Mark Breland to throw the towel. That was one of Deontay Wilder's claims, that Anthony Dirrell influenced Mark Breland to throw the towel in. But Deontay Wilder was getting fucked up. However, I'm glad the way he's been talking, lately. He understands, it seems, that he let too many boxing media people, YouTubers, into his circle, and they were, twisting his words around. But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder did egg a lot of that shit on, he did play the race card. Let's be honest. He did try to play it, and it didn't work out in his favor. Talking about Tyson Fury cheated, and I don't want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it, I don't want to get into it. But what's going on with you guys? You guys cool? It's a very, very busy week. Let's go look at the schedule real quick. Let me pull it up. By the way, since we're here, for those who didn't see, Deontay Wilder has his own statue. And I felt uncomfortable with the way this statue was being, handled. Because he was getting real intimate with this joint. So he was talking about like how grown men and shit was crying and was like, that's what a real king looks like, man. And it's like, bro, fucking weirdos. By the way, what do y'all think this is with, y'all think Deontay Wilder is black goth? Or is he like a devil worshiper? I think he's just like black goth. That's what I think. Like he's the son of a preacher man. But like kids who grow up like real heavy in the church, especially black kids, when they get older, they like to rebel. And they want to be like other because the church was forced down their throats. So I don't know though. But then, with the Glam Squad, that made me think that he was into the dark arts. And Tyson Fury kind of pointed it out a little bit, like, yo, like, see, look, this shit right here. Now, this is just the beginning. You know what this is called? This is called grooming. I've been researching a lot of like stuff where I'm going to be putting out content on the channel, but this is called grooming. He's grooming the statue. Like they start with little innocent touches and shit first. Like, yeah, let's take a little picture and shit. You know, little whispers in the ears and shit. You know, like, yeah, let me stroke this bicep. Mm-hmm. Weird. Let me chill. Wanda be having some weird energy, bro. Look, what is this? What is this, man? What are you doing, bro? Like, and the thing is, I'm so high that I'm looking at the statue eyes, and like the eyes of the statue is showing like discomfort. Look at those statue eyes. Those statue eyes do not look comfortable. Look, and this right here, oh, he gonna start shaking his ass. Look, he starts shaking his ass. Like, what is, and look, the cameraman even got uncomfortable. The cameraman was like, you know what, let me just look. The cameraman damn near fainted. Look. Once you start, look, notice how the cameraman, once he starts shaking his ass, the cameraman fucking damn near pass out. The cameraman fucking legs get weak, like, oh shit, nope. No. The camera like, oh. You know what? Like, the cameraman want to know. Look, people all turning around and shit. People like, what the fuck is going on out here, bro? Look, they couldn't. It was too hot for TV. They couldn't. They couldn't show it on camera. The cameraman was like, that's enough. Like, we can't show that like on the 6 o'clock Alabama news. He's like, let me just fucking, you know, like turn this away. That's gonna get us censored. Like, bro, what was up with him? I mean, I'm glad he got a statue and everything, but I never seen no shit like this ever in my life. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, look at all the other people like, oh no, you need to leave. Look, they're like, you know what? Let's get away from this shit. Let's go to the other side. Like, bro. But then it don't stop there either. He gonna keep at it. Still going, this guy. But yeah, he was saying that it was like people out there passing out and crying and shit. Who was he talking about? I'm not gonna say no names. He's like, yeah, you know, it was good to see grown men saying like that's what a king is supposed to be, you know, all that shit. You know? But anyway, you guys all right? But in all honesty though, I think that Robert Helenius is going to be doing good. And then I think he's going to get knocked the fuck out, because that's what happens with Robert Helenius. He'll be doing good, and then he get hit, and he start doing these crazy ass dance moves. For example, let's go watch Helenius versus Duopa. Like, he'll be winning, and then he'll get hit with some shit, and he start breakdancing, like all that shit. Like, he start doing all that shit. Like, watch this shit right here. Like, he'll be whooping your ass, but once you touch him, look, he'll be whooping your ass. And then once you touch him, he fucking start doing these crazy dance moves. Look, break dancing. Look, rewind the back. So that's what I fear, is that he gonna get hit with some shit. And then he gonna pull out some sweet ass dance moves, some Napoleon Dynamite shit. But Helenius is definitely in the early. Look, fucked up. Look, stretched. Look, stretched. And every time like he gets hurt or knocked out, it'd be ugly. Let me tell you something, it'd be real ugly. He has been stopped 2 times. But when he does get stopped, that shit be ugly, bro. I don't know, man. I don't think he can do it. I'm not trying to, I don't think he can do it. I think he'll put on a good fight, but you know, the fact that it's a sparring partner fighting on pay-per-view, you know, that's some PBC shit. And right now, you know, I'm a Al Heyman guy, but Al Heyman, as it stands right now, he's on my shit list. Al Heyman got some dodgy ass practices. And I can't stand when motherfucker his hardcore fans, because Al Heyman got hardcore fans. They be acting like he can't do no wrong. You know? Like, dude be stopping like a lot of fights. Like a lot of motherfucking fights. And me, you know, and you know, I get a lot of shit. Because, you know, I'm half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded Chicano. You know, so they be like, well, you know, you're not really all black, so you can't really, you know what I'm saying, you know, relate to us. But I grew up in all the hoods, you know, and I got a little bit of Turkish wolf blood in me. I got that stuff in me too. You know, but I do, you know, like my black side be like, yo, you know, I like Al Heyman, but he be on some bullshit, you know? They got Fundora versus the Mexican that Spence. Yeah, Fundora, Carlos Ocampo was good. Do not be surprised if Carlos Ocampo upsets Sebastian Fundora. You heard it here first. Now, I'm not going to bet on Carlos Ocampo because I'm not a gambling man. That's for sinners. I don't sin. That's for sinners. You know, but I'm just saying. Carlos Ocampo ain't no joke, you know? And I was never really that high on Erickson Lubin. So it depends on how you look at it. But yeah, I'm half black, half Irish, half full-blooded Chicano. And I checked my ancestry. I got about a teaspoon of Cambodian in me. And Turkish wolf blood. But I carry that sometimes in a little chain, in a little pendant around my neck. Just like a little, probably like a little, like maybe an ounce Turkish wolf blood, something like that. You dig? You know? But yeah, we're going to be streaming this weekend during the main event of Spence, Fundora versus Ocampo, and during the main event of Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. Why do I feel like they're trying to make Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. feel like a bigger fight in the UK than what it is? It's a big fight, but they're trying to make it seem like it's like some super mega fight. Like, bro, they tripping for that shit. You know, rolling out red carpets and shit. You know, for people that already work for the Zone and for Matchroom. Like, come on, man. You know? I mean, it's a big fight. It's just not as big as I think they're trying to make it out to be. Nobody here in the States really knows who Eubank is or fucking, you know, Chris Eubank Jr. It may be a big fight in the UK, but globally, like, you know what I'm saying? You know? It ain't really nothing. But I am so sick and tired of fights not being made. Boxing pisses me off so much. You know, for example, Fury versus Joshua. I do feel, in my personal opinion, I think something going on with Tyson Fury. I think he on those sweet ass nose clams again. Because he's been too erratic. But I do feel that it's Eddie Hearn that didn't want AJ to fight Joshua because he wants to milk him even more. I mean, Eddie Hearn that didn't want AJ to fight Fury. I really feel it's him that killed the deal. You know, like, I don't really think that Eddie Hearn wanted that fight. You can tell he didn't. You know, it's a shame, you know, but you can tell he didn't want that, especially after AJ lost to Usyk. Like, Matchroom is not doing really well right now outside of AJ. They do have Canelo, but when you think about it, like, they don't have like who's their next up and coming guy? Like the guy, you know, that you can be like, we're going to put him in stadiums and shit. Like, no, like Anthony Joshua is the cash cow for Matchroom. And me and my colleague, Mikey, we're going to talk about that later on tomorrow. You know, But I am disturbed that we're not getting Crawford versus Spence. I am disturbed. But I do know, meaning that we're not going to get it this year. I do believe it's going to happen. But, you know, it is what it is. What about Bam Rodriguez? Yeah. Oh, you talking about as far as Eddie's next star? Not yet, though. I'm talking about like breakout superstar. Like, I don't think Bam Rodriguez is there yet. And, you know, he struggled in his last fight, which was, you know, I'm not knocking him forward because he's had such a spectacular year, but I don't think he's going to be the next guy. You know, they tried to make they were trying to make Campbell Hatton, but Campbell Hatton, he pretty much already cooked. Conor Ben can become the next one. That's true. Can, but I don't know. He just don't have, I don't know. It's something I don't know. By the way, did you know that, you know, this is horror shit. I'm just being a whore. Did you know that Conor Ben has a fake beard? Like he got the Turkish beard, and Chris Eubank Jr. got the fake hairline. Right? You guys are nuts. Chris Eubank Jr. got like, you know, he's got one of them digitally altered hairlines, and Conor Ben, he had like beard. He couldn't grow a full beard. He wanted the patchy joints, so he went and got surgery to have hair from his head implanted into his face. Like, I don't know how I feel like about like men getting plastic surgery. It's like, what happened to the real men? You know? It's like, you can't grow a beard, so what? Anthony Hamilton, he fucking got the patchy beard and he's singing shit. You know? Just let your shit be patchy. Everybody can't be blessed to grow a full beard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know? The hairline, though, I did, you know, in my dark times, in my dark ass times, I did think about, you know, some Rogaine. You know, baldness is a disease. You know, and baldness is a disease. You know, Floyd hair turned out pretty cool. Baldness is a disease and it causes so much heartache and pain. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm cool, you know, with motherfuckers getting their hair done. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. You know? Because it's like, I understand you, brother. You know? I had a glorious head of hair, man. The women, let me tell you, they loved it. The women, my bad, they loved it. I tell you, they loved it. But, you know, it just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. So I had to, you know, cut the shit all off. Get those sex bots out of my chat. Get those damn sex bots. Chat /69 XYZ best adult dating site. Kissy lips, homosexual sign, check mark, heterosexual sign. No, get that out of my chat. But yeah, man, that's just how it'll be. That's what it is. You've got a scalp tattoo. That's what it is. He got that scalp joint. You know? Like, I'm not a fan of women who get BBLs. That should be looking stupid. It's like, yo, you got that fucking weird ass butt. Like, why your butt look so weird? You know, like your skinny ass legs. Like, you don't look right. You look ridiculous. You know, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I held a fake BBL butt before. Have you ever held one? Like, if you feel in the right places, you can feel like the fucking shit, like the whatever the silicone or whatever that shit. You can feel it, like a BBL butt. Like, it may, like, nah, bro, it ain't nothing like the real joint. Like fake tits. Of course, you had to feel fake tits before, right? You know fake tits because they're too firm. The nipples point like straight at you. Like they be like they're not the sweet lows. Like they're not like hanging down and like pointing to the ground. They point straight at you, and it's like, yo, them joints like remember the like 70s titties, 70s and 80s titties? Like them joints, like those are the National Geographic joints. I'm not the National Geographic joints. But anyway, wait, this is getting way too out of control. But I'm just saying, like, whatever happened to the real woman? You know, whatever happened to that shit? Now you got all this fake shit going on. These, you know, little titties, fake titties, little butt, fake butt. Like, you know, like, no, man, get out of here. I might want that mess. But one thing I do not like, though, is I do not like fake titties. Like, because they feel fake. It's nothing, like, they don't, like, lay to the side. When they lay there, they don't, like flop over to the side or nothing. You know? Like, them fake titties are always straight tunnel vision ahead. Like, you know? Like, no. I don't want that in my life. No way. But anyway, who do you guys got this weekend? You got Conor Ben or you got Chris Eubank Jr.? I'm going with Eubank Jr. because of size. And it'd be funny as shit if Chris Eubank Jr. don't make weight, the 157-pound catch weight. It'd be funny as shit because he's walking around eating cakes and steak and fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm going to laugh my ass off. We're going to be streaming during the weigh-in, by the way. It's going to be about 8 a.m. on Friday morning. I'm going to be laughing my ass off if you don't make no weight, motherfucker. You know? I'm going to be cracking the fuck up. By the way, Ben Simmons broke my heart. He missed 2 free throws last night. And it's like, bro, what the fuck have you been doing all this time? The Sixers played the Nets last night in Brooklyn, and he missed free throws. It's like 2 straight, though? Like, oh, so you really are not improving out here. Like, you want some weird shit, man. You know, I never wanted Ben to go. I never wanted him to go. I'm like, you know, I was a real big Ben Simmons fan. But he did, like, pass. Like, you're 6'10". Trae Young is 6'1". Certain shit just can't be forgiven. You should have dunked on his little ass. Like, bro, you tripping. You know? Adamas versus Montiel. That's a very, very good fight. I can't give a prediction yet because you know why? Because Adamas be up and down. And I've covered and watched his last several fights. He be up and down. You never know which one going to show up. Like sometimes he look like good, like really, really, really good. And then other times it's like, you know, like what is you doing, bro? You know? By the way, I hope Jamal Charlo was doing good. There's some bad blood there. Did I ever tell you the beef between me and the Charlos? I told the story about 1,000,000 times, but I'm going to tell it again. Well, anyway, I think Jamal Charlo may still hate my guts. But I'm hoping that since time has gone by, that maybe cooler heads have prevailed. You know, because he thought I was Team Charles Hatley, and I was not Team Charles Hatley. I swear, we just wore the same colors. So ever since then, he was like Radio Raheem was interviewing him. So he seeing me walk up with my mount pod with my motherfucking phone on it to interview him. And he like, no more interviews. And it's like, you know, and I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck? You know? Like, what the fuck? And then he sent me to hell after he had that controversial win over Matvey Korobov. Like, he was like, I was like, what'd I say? I said, Jamal, I was like, you're probably going to be upset, but what do you have to say about, should I play the clip? Should I play the clip? He sent me to hell. And he was like, what'd he say? He was like, who are you? And I was like, I'm Dirrell from Fight. He's like, never heard of you. And I was like, oh, Jamal, no. Like my heart, like I was sitting there. It's the post-fight press conference. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to look all cool and calm. And I'm sitting there like I was trying to hold that one tear in. Like you know that one tear, how it get real big in the corner of your eye? And then that joint would have come out like and come down like, bloop. But I held it. I was like, he sent me to hell. And I was like, but your mom, I wanted to say, but your mom, your friend. We're not friends, but I was so hurt. I was so hurt, yo. I was so hurt. He was like, I was my name is Dirrell from Fight View 360. He's like, never heard of you. I was like, oh shit, you cruel motherfucker. You know, and then it was all these Texas dudes. These Texas dudes was like, you shouldn't have asked that dumbass question, dog. You know, and then everybody was looking at me, and Eli Sekback was like, and I'm looking like I had to pull up my knife. I didn't have a knife on me in the Barclays, and I'm just saying. I was like, I had to pull up my knife. And I'm like, oh, motherfuckers. They're like, you shouldn't have asked that motherfucking tough ass question, dog. And then I feel somebody coming up on me, and it's motherfucking Derek James. And he going to about some, he did this on my shoulder, like. And I was like, I thought he was gonna try to fuck me up, but apparently, y'all don't want to hear my stories. Y'all don't want to hear my stories. But yeah, I thought I was gonna jump me. I thought all them Texas motherfuckers was gonna jump me. I thought I was finished. I was like, damn, I'm gonna get my ass beat in New York by a bunch of motherfucking Texas motherfuckers, you know? But yeah, apparently, you know, like, but I do feel that there's been a very, very delicate truce with the Charlos. I do feel kind of like we're kind of cool, maybe, because I interviewed them both on different occasions, you know, but that night I just overstepped my boundaries. So Jamal Charlo, if you're listening, you know, just put out the spud, boom. You know, like, I'm hoping we cool, bro. Hope we cool. You know who else cussed me out? I got sent to hell by Teofimo Lopez Sr. I got sent to hell by Bob Arum. He's like, why would you ask me that shit? Who else I got sent to hell by? Adrian Broner tried to. I'm trying to figure out who else. Another boxer. Sean Porter sent me to hell. Maurice Hooker sent me to hell. Who else? Somebody else. Who else sent me to hell? Sean Porter, Maurice Hooker, Jamal Charlo. I don't remember. Well, anyway, like I've had like, you know, I've had my interactions with boxers, like where I'll ask some shit and then don't realize until later on, like after, like, damn, I shouldn't have asked that, you know? Because they don't have no problem cussing you out. Especially when Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was like, my mama used to beat me and my daddy used to beat me, but can you beat me? That's the question I want to ask myself. And I was like, oh, shit. You know? But I took that as he was hungry. It was the day before the weigh-in. And he was like, I just get tired of the media asking all these stupid questions all the time. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know, and it was only me and like two other media members at the table. But I have him like, you know, I'll play that video. That shit was funny. He's like, you're coming here with the same questions over and over again, and we got to answer that. You know, and I'm like, bro, Keith, chill. And I ask him, like, what did you eat today? Are you hungry? You know? And he's like, well, yes, I had a bluegrass seafood salad. And no bullshit. I'm not even lying. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the interview. No bullshit. Because I thought I was going to have to fuck his little ass up. He's like, oh, here it is. Look at his face. He was getting at me. That's him. Heated, full uncut media sit down with Keith Thurman. March 2nd, 2017. Like, he was hot.
Take you back. Take you back.
He's like, and if I lose this weekend, don't you shed a tear.
I'm gonna ask the question that you hate, right? All right, no, I'm kidding.
Fighter starts showing me that it's not easy to get what I want, then I'm gonna get the other portion of what I want, which is overall victory of the night. Okay? Did we not buckle Sean Porter? Was he not hurt several times in the fight? Okay, but for some reason, I don't know if it had to do with it.
Y'all hear my bitch ass talking about something? Yeah.
Car accident, the layoff, yada, yada, yada. When we connected with the one, we couldn't follow up. We did not shut him down. We did not put him out, okay? I promised myself if Garcia buckles the way that Porter buckled, we have to close it out, you know? But I mean, I'm just tired of the fucking shit talk, man. Fuck y'all, what y'all want me to talk about? Don't y'all want to see the fight? You know what I'm saying? I'm here to fight. Because nothing matters except for the fight, you know? I mean, I can give you a prediction. The fight will end within 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever. But then if it doesn't happen, then what? You know, Keith Thurman don't know what he's talking about. Danny was way more of a challenge than he's like. Tired of all y'all reporting and all this other stuff, man. I'm a world-class fighter. No matter what happens, win, lose, draw, Keith one-time Thurman's a world-class fighter. Every single time I step in the ring, I give you world-class fights, okay? And I'm going to continue to do that to the day I retire, all right? But the thing is, I just have a new confidence, man, and some of y'all know, some of y'all don't. I talk about it a little, I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm spiritual, all right? And I've hit a certain place in my life now that I'm 28 years old. I've marinated in this world of boxing for a long time now. Okay, and I'm marinated in the world, and I'm grown as a man inside and outside of the ring. Okay, I do this for me. I don't do this for you. I do it for me. You help me.
Now, mind you, I'm sitting right there. I'm like, it's only like 3 of us at the table, and he's like pointing at me and shit, and I'm like, oh shit, and I got this real shocked look on my face, and I'm like, do we gonna have to fight or something? I'm like, what did I do?
Man, inside and outside of the ring, okay? I do this for me. I don't do this for you. I do it for me. You help me because without you, there is no sport of boxing.
He's right. Without T Street, there's no sport of boxing. Real recognizes real.
It would just be reckless fighting. It would not be a career. I am grateful of the career that I have. I'm grateful of the career that I've developed for myself. I strive for greatness each and every single time that I step into the ring. I have an O. I'm not afraid to let it go. If you can beat me, beat me. My mama used to beat me, and my daddy used to beat me. Can you beat me? That's what I want to know. That's why I signed these contracts. I love the sport of boxing. This is a sport. I look forward to each and every fight. And now I finally hit a point in my career where I'm getting the fights that I want. They talk about Danny Garcia has a tremendous resume. A lot of people fought certain people that I never fought. Guess what? Those fighters didn't want to fight me. Floyd Mayweather never wanted to fight me. Do y'all forget that when his daddy wants to talk about I was a made champion, I was the interim title holder for Mayweather? They elevated Mayweather to elevate me, to put him in position to where he never had to talk about me. He didn't have to take Keith Thurman as a mandated opponent. He got to do whatever he wanted to do. He got to wear what we call the political crown. I'm not mad at him, man. I'm not mad at that scenario. It was a little frustrating having to deal with it, but that's what happens in the sport of boxing from time to time. And Mayweather has dominated the industry since he stepped on the scene. He was an Olympian, yada, yada, yada. He fought for that political position. So it's not like it was undeserving, okay? It just was frustrating for one person because Danny fought Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi never wanted to fight me. I wanted to fight him at one point. He got beat by AB. We never talked about it ever again. Why? Because I was interested in fighting champions. I've always been interested in fighting champions, okay? I mean, I wanted to fight Sean Porter when he held the IBF before he fought Kell Brook. Kenny Porter had an article statement saying, we don't need to fight Keith Thurman right now. We can fight him when he gets his world title, and then we can fight each other for a unification bout. He loses his title, I get my title, and then we fight for my title. Do I say he needs to go back and get a title? No. It's a fight that I always wanted. It was a fight that I was happy to make happen. Saturday night is the same scenario. Happens to be in the same venue. So I mean, like I said, man, I do this for me. I do it for the love of the sport. I do this because this is what I've always wanted to do as a child. Warrior. And I went to watch Floyd Mayweather. Time right now.
Wait, what you eat today?
Oh, here it is. This is what I was like, see, it's different when you're watching it. But when this was going on, it was a lot of tension in the room. Like, it was a lot going on. So I had to like cut the air a little bit. So I'm like, yo, it's the day before the weigh-in. He seems a little bit irritable. Let me ask him how he's doing. So this was good. So listen, watch this shit.
History boxing for a long time. I'm a huge fan of the history in the welterweight division, and it is my time right now, Saturday night, to leave my mark and to be a part of that tremendous history in the sport of boxing today.
Okay, I got a short question before I let you get to everybody else. It's funny because Danny Garcia was just talking about how he's real irritable during the fight week. What's your weight? What you eat today?
What I eat today?
Yeah, what's going on? What's your weight? How's the weight?
We on a
you a little fiery today, bro.
We on a stay ready juice diet with seaweed and oranges and apples. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, fight week in general, and just getting close to the fight, being on a diet for anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks, like I tell people, like, look, I'm ready to fight. Okay. Y'all want to talk this and that? Like, I am irritable. You know what I mean? I am irritable. But what irritates me the most is that every single one of these fights, I got to put cameras in my face and be asked a lot of questions like I'm not ready to fight. Like, I did not choose boxing when I was 7 years old. Okay? I could have quit at any time if I didn't want to be a fighter. I tell the amateurs that think about kids that think about fighting, I say, now look, you need to understand that if you want to be a boxer, you need to be prepared to be hit. You watch kids and the way that they box, and you can tell instantly that they're scared to be hit. Now, I'm not saying go out there and get hit.
So when I asked about the food, I was trying to bring him back to reality, to bring him down a little bit. Like, yo, like, you're a little bit irritable, bro. You scaring us. You scaring us boxing people, us boxing media. So, let's see how Keith Thurman is doing. But yeah, I was a little concerned. I thought he was going to punch me in the stomach or something. How did Sean Porter send you to hell? Oh, Sean Porter cussed me out for something. He didn't cuss me out. But I think I asked the same question like twice, and he gave. I think I asked a question, and then he gave me an answer, and then I didn't like really figure it out, so I asked it again in another way, and he was like, "I just already answered the question," like that type shit, like But yeah, I do a little bit. I do miss being out in the field, though. I did have some adventures. Like Teofimo Pop. I wish I would have recorded that. So anyway. Teofimo had just had that bad performance against Masayoshi Nakatani. And I'm sitting up here and I'm ranting and I'm like, he better keep Loma's name out of his mouth, brother. It was like, he is not world class and elite. So it's a fight in Philly. I forgot which one it was supposed to be. I think it's just the one when Carl Frampton broke his hand. And I'm going down to my seat on the floor. And as I'm coming down, I see like somebody who looks like a Puerto Rican, like walking up like the steps, like, in the arena. And he's holding like these two cups. And they had like this pink libation in them. You could tell it was liquor. It was two different ones. And as I'm coming down, I'm like, oh, excuse me. And he look up. He like, don't I know you from somewhere? And I'm looking like, oh, shit. And I'm like, well, I'm just here working at Vantage Media and shit. I started bitching. Like, oh, shit. Because I can smell it. I can smell all that motherfucking vodka. And I'm like, oh, shit. And, he a little bit tiny. I'm 6'3", so I'm like, I want no shit, man. Teofimo Sr., because, Triller throwing out all this money, I'm going to have to challenge you to a fight. But anyway, I'm just saying. But yeah, I had some interactions, man. He was like, don't I know you from somewhere? And he was looking like he knew who the fuck I was. But I was like, I just, I just going just returning these videotapes to Blockbuster. I started bitching. I started bitching. I was like, you know, I'm just go the Hollywood video. I got to take these tapes back. I got to make sure I'm rewind them. You know. But who else? Who else sent me to hell? Y'all know the Broner story, though. Let's go look at the Broner story. Broner. Let's see. Y'all know the Broner story, though. That wasn't my fault. Broner did that shit himself. He tried to punk me. T-Street wasn't having that.
Being that
I was bitching.
All right, why is there a catchway? Well, this guy's a 30.
Like a 50, 149. No, I'm joking, man. You know.
Let me find the question.
The power is different.
Fights, he just decides the box. Who says that I come in this fight not out?
Oh shit! Here we go. He tried to get me though. He tried to get me, but I was like, nah, AB.
Punch, and anybody really can get
Here
hurt.
we go.
I mean, I can get hurt. Anybody can get hurt with the right punch. You know, but I think it's one of those fights where people might be looking at the power a little too much, because there's more to it than just power.
We're gonna go to the last question. I want to set a record.
All right, I got the last question. So, all right, here we go.
There's a half-hour press conference.
Right here. Dirrell in Fight View 360 again. You say you're hearing that you're this for Broner. You saying you're hearing that you're a 5-1 underdog because what's going around is I've been doing some surveys on social media. So basically, they're saying that Mikey Garcia is the better boxer, but you're the harder puncher. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, who say he the better boxer? How can you say that?
Hey, bro, I just said it's on social media.
I'm saying I'm just answering a question. Damn, you get mad at that I'm answering your question?
Nope.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, in his fights he just decides the box. Who says that I come in this fight and I outbox the shit out this guy? You never know. You know, I could do it all.
Well, that's what I'm saying because you are a great boxer, but it's been known.
Am I a punch for a boxer? Which one? Or both?
I'm going to say
boxer puncher. How about
you want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
You're a little flat-footed, but when somebody's in front of you, you're a great boxer. I'm keeping it 100. When somebody's right in front of you, you're an excellent boxer.
Okay.
So if people are not pressuring you or throwing a lot of punches, then you have a great chance to win. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I just okay. All right, look. All right, fuck
get mad
this,
at me
Mikey.
now?
Look, Mikey, I'm still gonna pay you, and then I'll pay him $50,000 to fight me, and I'll show him how much of a boxer I am.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Be at the Barclays Center on July 29th. Showtime. Brooklyn Boxing, Barclays Center. This is what we do. We're going to pose the fighters, and then they're going to sit up here for one-on-one. So we're going to pose them, and then they're going to sit up here, and you guys can come up and ask questions.
What's up? What's up? And he went on to lose to Mikey Garcia and fucked up our payday. He went on to lose to Mikey Garcia. He can't say I was wrong. He went on to lose. Come on, man. And I was already cutting weight. I was ready. And he kept ice grilling me after, too. And I'm sitting there like, what's up? What's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm right here. You know? And he went on to lose anyway. Broke my heart. Like, we were building up the super fight. I told him to tell Al Heyman to call my team. You know, I accepted the lower split. You know, I was going to be like, all right, cool. I'll take the $50K. You can take, you know, all the purse, you know, and the back end money, you know, and I'll just take, you know, just something off the net. Like, you know, but Al Heyman got to let me know the expenses. You know, I was ready. You know, and it's not like I asked a bad question, but he tried to put me on the spot and I wasn't having it. Tree Street don't fuck around. Like, what was he thinking?
But I think it's one of those fights where people might be looking at the power a little too much, because there's more to it than just power.
We're going to go to the last question. I want to set a record and make this a half-hour press conference.
Right here. Dirrell Fight Week 360 again. You say you're hearing that you're this is for Broner. You're saying you're hearing that you're a 5-1 underdog because what's going around is I've been doing some surveys on social media. So basically, they're saying that Mikey Garcia is the better boxer, but you're the harder puncher. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, who say he the better boxer? How can you say that?
Hey,
It's
bro,
just-
I just said it's on social media.
No,
I'm
no,
just
I'm saying I'm just answering your question. Damn, you get mad at that I'm answering your question?
Nope.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, in his fights he just decides to box. Who says that I come in this fight and I outbox the shit out this guy? You never know. You know, I could do it all.
Well, that's what I'm saying because you are a great boxer, but it's been known
Am I a
that
punch for a boxer? Which one? Or both?
I'm going to say
Boxer puncher. How about
you
that?
want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
You're a little flat-footed, but when somebody's in front of you,
Ah.
you're a great boxer. I'm keeping it 100. When somebody's right in front of you, you're an excellent boxer.
Okay.
So if people are not pressuring you or throwing a lot of punches, then you have a great chance to win. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I just okay. All right, look.
Look, he was razzled. I hit him with the razzle dazzle.
Fuck this, Mikey. Look, Mikey, I'm still gonna pay you, and then I'll pay him $50,000 to fight me, and I'll show him how much of a boxer I am.
Look, he was fucked up. He didn't know what to say. He like stuttering and shit. He fucked up our payday. Who else did I give the business to? Let me see. Who else? I got some good interviews. But yeah, that's what he, like we were supposed to fight. And he went on to lose to Mikey Garcia. That ain't my fault. I was ready. I was cutting weight. Even though I was asthmatic and I wouldn't have passed the drug test, for being honest. But if it's an exhibition, then fuck it, right? I'm not the professional boxer he is. But I was deeply disappointed he messed up, like our payday. Oh, and by the way, true story. If I'm lying, I'm flying. He fucking DM'd me on Instagram and was like, where you at? I'm gonna go to Max's, get a cheesesteak, then come fuck you up. Some shit like that. And I'm like, bring it on, motherfucker. I'm not even lying. He sent me a DM on Instagram and was like, I'll beat your ass and go to Philly, get a cheesesteak from Max's and then fuck you up. Some shit like that. And I'm like, what's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Tell Al Heyman, send location. My phone lines are open. So just so y'all know, I didn't turn down the fight. I was ready. My Instagram got banned. It was on my other Instagram, not the one I have now. I wish I still had it. I had some good nudes up in that joint. But yeah, motherfucker threatened. No, I'm not. I swear on my kids. Like he threatened me. Like, and I'm looking, it's like, it's in the middle of the night too. And I'm like, what the fuck? Email from Adrian Broner. Like, and I go to check my little, like, I clicked on the email, then it opened my Instagram. And I'm like, and I'm looking, I'm like, the fuck? This nigga's nuts. This guy's crazy. I'm like, why would he, what the fuck? This guy's crazy. He really took that shit personal. Like, he really took that shit personal. Oh, I got another story. Did I tell you about Stay Low? Roy Jones side piece? Remember that whole scandal? Oh, Stay Low. Oh, I don't want to tell that story. No, I didn't respond. I was like stumped. I was like looking like, did this Agent Broner just send me a fucking threat? But did he say he's going to come to Philly and get a cheesesteak and then beat my ass? And I'm looking, I'm like, and I go to click it and I'm like, that's really this nigga. Like, he really fucking threatened me. Because I said he was going to lose to Ricky Burns if they fought. That's what it was. And that pissed him off. That unhinged him. That unhinged him. Like, yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But I got some crazy boxing stories. I met Al Heyman at Danny Jacobs versus Sergio Mora. Al Heyman, did I tell you, like, he got like these old ass suits. Like, he got like suits that, you know how like if you iron like a suit so many times, they get like a sheen on them. You could tell they've been pressed like a lot. Like, those are the type of suits he wears. And he got these long, skinny ass fingers. Like, you can tell he can palm the rock. Like, them type of, and he walk with his stride. Like, yeah, I met him at Danny Jacobs versus Sergio Mora was on the undercard of Chris Algieri versus Amir Khan, right? Yep, I met Al Heyman. No bullshit. I was in the back recording the video, and I kind of froze up a little bit. I was like, how you doing, sir? I meant to say, how you doing, sir? But I was like it came out like all gibberish. Like, he be in the back of the Barclays Center, like circulating around with one of the Watson brothers. Like, I forgot which one. Like, he be in the back, like circulating around. Like, no bullshit. Like, no bullshit. Like, he wear like these like black suit. You can tell like they're not like new fashionable suits. Like, he had them for like years, and he always take them to the cleaners and get them pressed. Because they got like that sheen on them. Like, it's hard to explain, unless you know like how church people get down. Like, where they suits like always be pressed. Like, it looked as pressed too much. Like, you ironed it too much. Now you got this fucking shiny shit going on. But yeah, no bullshit. But I did meet a lot of people though. Like, I told you the story multiple times when I met Luis Ortiz at what was supposed to be his 38th birthday party, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, it was in Gallagher Steakhouse in New York, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, you old enough to be my pop. Like, like, I'm looking at him like, bro, I'm looking at him. Look, and I'm like, yo, it is no way you just was 37 yesterday and you 38 today. Like, I may have been born that night, but not last night. Come on, man. But yeah, I did meet a lot of people. It was at one point in time I was out there. Oh, remember what Angel Garcia called Keith Thurman a nigga? He called Keith Thurman a bitch ass nigga. Let's go back down memory lane.
I want to thank all the fans that keep coming out.
Now, I always bring this up. Now, listen. I was so cat quick when I got on that stage. I was so nimble. Like, so I'm the cameraman, but I got the perfect, like, shot. This is my magnum opus of, like, content.
And supporting these shows. This fight mark.
Tell you what I was doing. On the side where I'm at, I'm on like the side, and it's like a bunch of snacks over there. So whenever I go to an event, like a press conference, I like to hang out with the snacks. So they got like cookies and cakes and the different cheeses and shit and the coffee and the Sprite. So I'm over there with the snacks. So I'm thinking like I'm going to chill over here, and like nibble and shit, eat some snacks. Because, a fucking 2-hour drive up to New York and shit to Brooklyn. It's like a Wednesday morning. No bullshit. It's like 11 a.m. So, like, I'm going to chill over here. This ain't going to be too much. Keith Thurman show up in the trench coat, but let me take you down memory lane.
Fourth, man. Danny Garcia, undefeated champion. Keith one-time Thurman, undefeated champion. Two of the best welterweights going toe-to-toe. Someone's O's got to go. I mean, I'm truly looking forward to this fight. I asked for this fight. I asked for the Porter fight. I'm just blessed to finally get the fights that I've been asking for. And man, me and my team, we're looking forward to it. We're having a great camp right now. I'm loving the weather in Florida. I'm here in the cold for a little bit, but luckily I get to go back to the Sunshine State. But I'm telling you guys, man, this fight you don't want to miss. I mean, there's just too much action. There's too much on the line, man. I remember this kid from the amateurs. I know that they remember me too, and I applaud him. for everything that he's accomplished in his career. But most of his accomplishments were at 140, not 147. And that's why he's stepping up trying to make a statement March 4th. The only problem is he signed the wrong contract. Your boy Keith one-time Thurman got this. One time, all the time, KOs for life. I got 2 12-round fights in the Barclays. Third time's a charm. Danny Garcia, you're getting knocked out.
Man, come on, Ponytail. Hey, Ponytail.
Look, this is the third. This is the third father. This is the third father I got to deal with, right?
Ponytail, you
This is the third daddy, right?
You lost, Ponytail.
So, all right,
Dear old
right.
Ponytail.
So this boy right here, right? This
You lost, Ponytail.
You're gonna talk shit, right?
Talk
the same
shit,
way,
bitch.
the same way that
You
you used to
bitch.
wipe the shit off of
Get
Danny's
the
ass
fuck
when
out.
he
You
was
ain't
a
putting
child,
the
right?
fucking
When he was a
champion
little
word,
baby, he used to handle his shit, right? He used to
You
handle his
like
shit
me,
when he
nigga.
was in diapers, right? And now you trying to handle his shit now.
I'm the fucking
You ain't
champ.
nothing but a loudmouth
You ain't no
chump, man.
fucking. That's what I'm saying.
Boy, keep
You
one time
ride like a
Thurman.
dog.
Get your
I
tickets
ride like
now.
a dog.
Come
You
through.
can't bite.
Be here
I'll fuck you
March
up.
4th.
Cause you know
And
what,
watch me
nigga?
shut
Like
this
they
dude
say,
up,
nigga.
man.
Bitch ass
Don't put his
nigga.
son to sleep.
You in the East Coast now, bitch.
Let's see how he talks when his son is laying
Fuck
down
you
on the
up.
blue mat.
My son
We'll
gonna
see how
fuck
he
you
do.
up. He gonna fuck you up.
He gonna try, bro. I know that. He gonna try, bro.
He
I know he gonna
fuck
try,
you
bro.
up, my nigga.
I know he gonna try,
He
bro.
gonna listen. You getting paid?
I know he gonna try,
Turn
bro.
the fucking mic off.
But this is the time he's gonna
Turn the
fail.
fucking mic off.
This is the time he's gonna fail.
Listen, young
This
fella.
is the fight that you ain't supposed to be.
Tell you
fucking
something,
with,
young.
man. This
Let me
ain't the
tell
one
you
that you
something,
supposed to
bitch ass
mess with.
nigga. Listen,
Yeah,
bitch.
okay.
You getting fucked up.
Now, I want you to look at how peak physical condition. Even though I was hospitalized damn near every week during this time in my life, but look how I navigated that crowd. And I jumped up there like super cat quick, like Batman, and I got you the shot. The shot. That's the shot that people die for. You ever see Nope? I got the shot. But watch this. Watch how I realized the action. And I said, you know what? We got to get up on that stage. So I dropped my snacks. I probably had like 4 pretzels in my hand and maybe like a chocolate chip cookie or some shit. And I said, you know, we got to get the shot, bro.
Yo, you need to sit your fucking ass down before you get beat the fuck up. Hey.
Yap. And I had turned around like, oh, who was that? I was like, who was that?
The fight that you ain't supposed to be.
Tell you something, young.
This ain't the one that you supposed to mess with.
Nigga. Listen, bitch.
Okay.
You getting fucked up.
Yo, you need to sit your fucking ass down before you get beat the fuck up. Hey.
I turned around my phone like,
All your hype men, right? That's why I showed up in this motherfucking city, right? That's why I show up in this city by my goddamn.
You ain't doing shit. Fuck that pussy. You ain't Porter, nigga. You're the champ of the world, bitch.
Easier than Porter, son.
You're the champ of the world, bitch.
Porter, son.
This the real champ.
Remember all that,
You gonna eat all that shit.
Remember all the love and the respect and the family shit when we did Thurman and Porter. Remember all that? Well, none of that here.
Ain't no love for a living. This fucking brutal shit. This the shit kick your ass and kill you in the ring. That's the shit. This shit ain't lovey shit.
We know that. We got that. Like I was saying, there's no friend factor in this fight right here. And
boxing need a voice.
Hold on, I'm gonna play one blast. I'm gonna play one more blast from the past for you guys. I got a lot of them. I got some fucking content, bro. I got some best of content. Like for you guys. There was a brawl in the Barclays. There was a brawl in the Barclays. Barclays brawl, T Street. Let's see if that comes up. I got there a little too late, though. As you can see, I was trying to get over there quick. I think fans were so, oh, this is Charlo Korobov. It's brawl at Barclays when Charlo and Korobov boxing fans throw paws.
My bad. Jeez. Come on, do it. Come on, man.
I ain't like how it was bullshitting around, so dude was pump thinking, and I'm like, come on, do it, punch him.
Come on, do it. Come on, man.
One day, I'm going to release the Vegas tapes. Who remember when I was walking in Vegas? I was walking on the strip and it was all these fucking dead bodies. Like all these like homeless people and shit laying around. And somebody was like, that's all Adrian Broner victims. Like, you know, I do need to go on some more adventures, right? You know, I miss having those little adventures and shit. Let me see if I can pull up a Vegas tape. Should I pull up the lost tapes? I still have them. I still have all of those lost tapes. I still have all of those Las Vegas tapes. Lost Vegas. How about that? I still got those tapes. I still got the footage. I still got all that footage. I'll never forget, I was trying to mind my business and eat me a nice little meal at Wolfgang Puck's. And that woman was harassing the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my God, why won't you leave me alone? And then she surrounded me with all these motherfucking agents and shit. Like, I got kicked out of the MGM Grand. And I'm looking and I'm like I turned around and it was like, you know, they had like the earpieces and shit. And they like looking like you know how like them agents be? They looking like they got their arms like this and they're looking like doing this shit. Like, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, this bitch didn't call the fucking feds on me. You know, and they're like, and dude grabbed me like this. He grabbed me like, you know how they grab you like on your underarm, like right this, like that. You know, and he's like, all right, sir. You know, like, you just come with us. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know? They was not trying to, they got me out of there. They got me out of there so quick. But yeah, that was fucked up, though. That was fucked up. That was fucked up. Like, I didn't deserve that. Come on, man. But yeah, they kicked the shit out of me after MGM Grand. Like, I don't think people get kicked out of like casinos. Like, and I wasn't even gambling or nothing. They got me the fuck out of there. They was like, nope, you gotta go. And then they waited at the door and I'm looking back and I'm cussing. I'm like, you motherfucker, you son of a bitch. Like, I didn't do nothing. I flew all the way out here. My fucking plane ticket was first class, you son of a bitch. Like, I was like, I flew all the way out here with my disabled father, you sons of bitches. I live right around the corner. Like, I was pissed. No, I wasn't unruly. I didn't get unruly until after I left because I was so disturbed. I wasn't unruly until I left. I didn't get drunk until I left. I wasn't unruly until I left. Come on. If you seen the tape, I wasn't unruly until I left. Like, and that's when I like started climbing walls and shit. Fucking 103-degree weather. Like, I'm climbing like cactuses and shit. Like, it was, but it was a dark time. It was like, I was going through some dark ass times, you know, and 6 months later I was in a coma. So, you know, that'll tell you right there, but it was dark times. You know, they kicked me out. Yes. That's what they kicked me out for because I didn't know that you couldn't record in a casino. So I'm walking through the casino live streaming everything. And that's original. That's why I got kicked out. No, I wasn't drunk though. I wasn't drunk that morning. I was drunk the night before and after. I planned the whole day around going to the press conference. So after I left, I got plastered. You know, that's when I started going on adventures and climbing walls and shit. And I had some of the best sex I've had in my life. I met one of my side pieces out there. Yeah, it was glorious. It was glorious. But you know what? I guess it's true. Like what they say, like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, I guess. You know? I can't I can't be mad because at least, I got to have a good time. But I remember when I was flying home, I'm on a plane like this, like, motherfuckers kicked me at the motherfucking press conference. Shit. I was so bitter. I'm like, they kicked me at the I flew out to Vegas just for a press conference. And I was home that Saturday night for Canelo versus Golovkin. Like, I flew out just to go to the press conference. Like, bro, I splurged too because I took my father with me. So I'm talking about for like 2.5 days, the whole trip was like $5,000. Like we had this nice ass fucking Airbnb. It was nice. Directly around the corner from the MGM Grand. I recorded my whole trip. It was beautiful. And I said, you know what? This fucking Sin City, I'm never going back. Kicking me out. Like I didn't do nothing. I was going to enjoy my little meal from Wolfgang Puck's. And then I see her looking from the other side of the bar. She did one of these jokes. She was like, and I look, I'm like, oh my God, are you stalking me? Like, what are you doing, lady? And then she had like all these motherfuckers surround me and shit, like doing all that shit. Like they got me out of there though. I did break the vase. I remember that. I remember. They got me the fuck out of that fucking casino. And then they waited until I left like the premises. Like I saw like them waiting at the door and shit. What they do, like what they do to grand arrivals. Like I was like, they got me the fuck out of there. They wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. But yeah, adventures. I had an adventure in New York too. After Terrence Crawford versus Felix Diaz, I got trapped in New York. Like for like 8 hours. Some shit like that. When the freaks come out at night in New York, you have like 6'5" trannies and shit. Like, like they'll tell you, like when they'll not tell you, but when you watch on TV, New York at night look like a magical place. Like when you watch like fucking Home Alone and fucking Ghostbusters and shit. And, motherfucking Trading Places. You think like, oh, New York is this great place at night. But wrong. New York on a late Saturday night, a bunch of freaks. Like, that was my worst experience. Like having to catch the train home from New York. Thoughts on House of Dragon? Favorite character? Of course it's going to be Damon. However, I do like Otto though, but it's hard to have a favorite character because they haven't really like introduced everybody yet. But yeah, I do think Rhaenyra is like, it's all her fault. She's a whore. She fucked her uncle or tried to fuck her uncle in a whorehouse. Then her husband was black, but then having babies by a white man and the kids look white and she tried to pass them off as they was black. Like she's the real, like Allison, she's a saint, No, I didn't get banned. But yeah, Rhaenyra's a whore. Like, she's caused all this shit. She caused the Dance of the Dragons. Like, she's the reason why the Targaryen house is dead. It's her fault. She was trying, like, her uncle tried to smash her in a whorehouse. So since she couldn't get the pipe, she went and smashed bitch ass, what's his name? Cole. Her knight. Like, you fucking freak. Like, get your life together. So she fucked up everything to me. But I do not like her at all. And poor old Viserys, he falling apart. He just trying to like chill and have at peace and drink and shit. And his fucking limbs falling off. You know. He losing everything. But anyway, let me get up out of here. It's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna go take my dog for a walk. We're gonna be back tomorrow with another stream, and we're gonna be streaming this weekend during the Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Ben fight. And Sebastian Fundora versus Carlos Ocampo. The Cooley's going to want revenge for killing their son. True, even though he's not dead. But yeah, true. You know, but they did that as a power move to be like, look, we'll kill like even people close to us. But, you know, it is what it is. But all right, let me get up out of here, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'm T-Street Controversy with 5U360. Please subscribe.